What's going on, gamers? So here we have an interesting video by Dirt Griggity. One thing I like about him is that he admits that he doesn't know. He didn't go off the deep end, and he calls out people for their nonsense. This video is about Mark Cerny exposing fake PlayStation tech fanboys, as he said, that thought the PS5 Pro was 33.5 teraflops, and going out of their way being fake about it too. We're going to highlight some aspects about how this happened. And we're going to call out some people who were very aggressive about it and rude about it too. And like I said, I like this guy because he's just being humbled. And he just, admits a couple of things that he doesn't really know, like I said. And not only that, but he's just calling out the people to act like they did. He stays in his lane. And now that he has the information in front of him, he's acting upon it. So this is going to be a little bit of a, I guess you could say, a beefy entertainment video, but also knowledgeable as always. As you know, I like to do that. So let's go ahead and do this. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what y'all think.
Mark Cerny says there is a certain amount of flopflation going around for the PS5 Pro. He says the PS5 Pro is 16.7 TFLOPS, not 33.5 TFLOPS. That was erroneously commented on, and says teraflop numbers are pretty meaningless.
Yeah, this is a guy called D-Batch. So, if you guys want to know, yeah, he was trying to, basically tell me I don't understand what I was saying yesterday, right? 67 teraflops, EP16, get into all this nonsense, right? And then it says PS5 non-Pro performs close to 4060. Yeah, okay, bro. Guys, March 16th, 2024, by me. Those of you posting the PS5 Pro at 67 teraflops, do you even know how developing a console works? It's 8 floating bit. The actual teraflops is 16.8. Was I on the money, y'all? 16.7.1 off, right? Those saying 33.5 teraflops, that is FP32X2. Both are over-focused on, and the real number is 16.8 teraflops. Think of the CPU needed for it. Man, was I way ahead of the park. March 16th, 2024. PS5, 10.28 teraflops. Then he said PS5 Pro, 33.5 teraflops. Let's look for, what's his face? He's over here on this one too. D-Batch. By the way, this guy attacks people too. He's been on a spree with that, but then he tries to still, like, act like he's not wrong. Of course, he's ignorant. So much more info coming out. Digital Foundry said PS5 Pro's GPU is closest to 7800 XT down clock, but it has RDNA 4, so it's beyond that. PS5 Pro's GPU is capable of max 33 teraflops. Here's another guy too. Or TCFM. What's his name, y'all? TCMF. Yeah, this guy right here. He was also spreading this way back then, if you want to look him up. But yeah, I don't feel like doing it, but he was doing that big time too, big time. Let's go ahead and get into this. I wanted to highlight that real quick for y'all.
Look, man, you know it's bad when Mark Cerny himself have to come out there and make up a word called flopflation to tell all of you extreme PlayStation fanboys to calm your asses down, saying that the PS5 Pro was going to be 33.5 teraflops. 33. Listen, for a mid-year refresh for it to jump from 10.3 teraflops to 33 was absolutely ridiculous. For you.
Thank you. I'm glad that this guy at least understands that basic logic. That you're getting a GPU power times 3. So guys, think about this. If you're intelligent and you really understood technology, right? This is how you know they're frauds and they're wannabe tech people trying to fit in and act like they're smart. You would need the speed to run that and the memory, and you would need a much different setup of cooling, and you would need way more watts, because you would need so much more watts to run all that power and to run all that speed you're about to be adding in, and the motherboard to do that, and the case to fit all that in. See, but that simple logic right there, and just the lack of understanding of how things work in general, just dived out of their mind and it doesn't exist, and they just believe that that's going to be there, and somehow that's going to be $700. 33.4 teraflops. Yeah, we're going up to the 4070 super range. Idiots, man.
You guys to believe that shit, that the PS5 Pro will be 33.5 or 33.7, whatever it was supposed to be, teraflops, is insane. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. And not only that, you guys sat there and bragged about the PS5 Pro. The power is 33 teraflops. Is going to destroy everything. This more powerful than the 4090. Yes, we have PlayStation fanboys actually saying that it's more powerful than a 4090.
And guess what? This thing's more powerful than a 4090. It is. A friend of mine, he called me. He has a 4090. He was like, look, I struggle with this. You know, he said he's struggling with it because he's seen that this thing do things that the 4090 can't do.
You're lying. Look, I'm not here to ruin anybody's day.
I want y'all to think about this. The 4090 has 82.58 TF 32 teraflops. This thing is a fucking monster. Like, this guy is brain dead.
But this
See, they don't know what they're talking about.
Too far.
They're dumb.
It has taken Mark Cerny to go out there and officially say these things for these PlayStation fanboys to calm down a little bit. Now, we've seen the Pisser Tech. The Pisser Tech has done nothing at all. The Pisser Tech is kind of like not working right for third-party developers. They're giving you the option to turn off the Pisser Tech. So pretty much the PlayStation 5 Pro is a beta test console for the PlayStation 6.
I'm glad he understands this.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Usually your beta is free. Usually your beta is something that the developers put out there so they can test their game or test their servers or test whatever. But no, PlayStation said, yo, PlayStation fanboys, we're going to give you guys a $700 to $800 console. We want you pieces of trash to buy it just so we can test out our PSSR tech, which we're pretty much making it better over the years for the PlayStation 6. So yeah, $700 to $800. Thank you, dumbasses. It's funny to me how this happens, but throughout this whole year, you know, when we heard the rumors about the PS5 Pro last year in 2023, you know, some of us was like, yeah, that's to be expected. It's going to be a mid-gen refresh. But this year is when the shit really started to hit the fan. Guys like Moore's Law is Dead did a video saying PS5 Pro full leak 67 T-flops.
67 teraflops.
Now, don't forget, Moore's Law is Dead is the same guy back in 2020 said that the PS5 Pro, I'm sorry, the original PS5 is going to have full RDNA 3. Yes, he said that same shit, and for some reason, people believes this guy. Like, who is this guy's sources? I know who his source is.
What number comes between 2 and 4, Beetlejuice?
25. Wait a minute, Beetlejuice.
I'm sick and tired of these PlayStation fanboys, man. But once again, they have been exposed. They're being called out. And there's one guy in particular that annoys the shit out of me. I believe he annoys everybody. He calls himself a tech guy. He goes out there and says, yeah, man, I'm a tech guy, man. Yes, I'm a tech guy, man. You guys need to get some coochie. Every time somebody disagrees with him or if we get into a debate with him, the first thing he says is we need to get some coochie.
Yeah, what a retard. So let's take a look at what Mark Cerny says real quick, too, by the way, just to talk about what he's saying in the video here. He actually said this.
Trivial for the game to adopt, or better yet, invisible to the game program. One thing I'd like to clear up is the erroneous 33.5 teraflop number that's been circulating for PS5 Pro. That number isn't anywhere in our developer docs. It comes from a misunderstanding by someone commenting on leaked PS5 Pro technical information. Part of the confusion comes from RDNA 3 architectures having double the flops of RDNA 2 architectures. Now, to quote Digital Foundry on this topic, it's a nice little bonus to have twice the flops, but it doesn't do anything like double real-world performance. So there's a certain amount of flopflation going on here.
Oof, he's telling them, shut the hell up, you're annoying. Let me school you real quick professionally. Flopflation. Like he said, your information is a flop. There's a reason why that label is there. Like he said, going around that don't understand. You're idiots. That's why I was telling that guy the other day, shut the hell up. You know what I mean? You're a moron because you are being a moron. You're making people focus on nonsense. It's all meaningless stuff. Like you're never going to see that in performance. You're just looking at numbers that are not going to do anything. Let's take a look at the real number. And I've said this, it's 16.7. That's the real number, that number, and nothing else. Stop making people focus on anything else because people want to know what the hell the performance is actually going to be. Oh, so this is the performance, it's 16.7 teraflops. And why are you telling me about this? Because I'm not going to get that performance. Does that make sense? Right? Otherwise, you're just an idiot to me. Like, because then you go around like making people focus on this and you start up all these little cult nonsense followings, fanboys running around being rude to people with bullshit that is not true. And it gets annoying. Like, this just happens in a lot of topics and subjects I have to get in. And boy, I have to tell you, it's like a herd of idiots. They go around and gang up and like each other's stupidity and attack people who are intelligent. It gets annoying. That's why I make these videos, you know what I mean? And not only just for them, but just to share knowledge and wisdom with people too. And they'll still come ignorantly and do that after you put the truth in front of them. No, they're dumb.
We did not bring in the doubled floating point math from RDNA 3 because achieving that bonus in performance would require a recompile for PS5 Pro. And as I said,
like I said earlier, you have to redesign the whole console. Now you got a whole next-gen console. I'm not going to do that. That's dumb. That defeats the whole point of the PlayStation 5 that people just got. Japan is smart with that. They'll get the base PlayStation 5, you know what I mean? Or if the Pro is on sale, I guess. But, I mean, hell, they'll still play Nintendo Switch because they know what it's about. It's about video games. It's not about specs if all this other crap is going on. It's the political correctness and all this other garbage is just no good. But I'll see them get into PS5, and I guarantee you, what is it for? Monster Hunter. Until it comes on the Switch, too.
Having two versions of each compiled piece of code would create more work than we're comfortable asking the developers to do. Here, then, are the correct stats for PS5 Pro. It's pretty simple. PS5 Pro has 30 workgroup processors, which is 67% more than PS5 has. So the flops should be 67% higher as well. If we assume a pretty common operating frequency of 2.17 gigahertz, the math works out to 16.
Exactly. So if you add in a 67, that is 16.7 teraflops. See?
7 teraflops on PS5 Pro. Of course, teraflop numbers are pretty meaningless. What isn't meaningless is the performance of the PS5 Pro GPU. 67% more workgroup processors means that we can create synthetic tests that show 67% faster processing. In practice, though, there are a lot of factors involved, such as memory bandwidth or even how a particular game engine responds to the details of the new architecture.
So there we have it. If somebody still brings it up after that, then they just have some mental disorders going on or emotional illnesses.
What is up with these insults? These grade school insults. Bruh, stop it. But this guy did the same thing with the Xbox Series X. You guys know I am a diehard Xbox guy, but the Xbox Series X, when it released, PlayStation 5 was beating its ass in comparison vids.
The only reason that happened, bro, and I'm going to tell you, because he doesn't know what he's talking about, is because the market share that PlayStation 4 had was way bigger than Xbox. So when the PS5 Pro came out, developers targeted that algorithm too, right? And then the PS5 came out. It had a similar architecture switchover, and it was easy for them to just develop for that. When the Series X was in their hands, they just bulldozed that over there. They didn't want to redesign everything from the ground up because the Series X actually had full RDNA2 architecture and machine learning right into it at the beginning. They didn't want to do that because it would cost them more money. And they had to do the Series X patch. So honestly, they weren't designing the updates for the Series X organically, or it would just perform better. because math just tells you that if I have a PC that's more powerful than my other PC and weaker PCs performing better, I mean that's a development issue. They're choosing not to do that because it's just going to cost them more money, and Microsoft probably wasn't paying them. That's the only reason. Otherwise, yeah.
What did guys like D-Bet say? The tools are coming, man. The tools are coming. Just be patient. You PlayStation guys are hating. The tools are coming.
No, they just weren't utilizing them to the fullest degree. They were just giving them PlayStation 5 bulldozer settings. Because they make more money on PlayStation, so they targeted that.
What is he doing now? Some of the same exact shit, except for this time he's on PlayStation side. Look at this. Look at all of this. PS5 Pro has RDNA 4 features, not yet on PC, man. Listen to yourselves. Listen to yourself.
Not yet on PC. How is that even possible when the cards that come out with that are given to the PC users, fully integrated, and not on an APU chip? This guy's a moron. I didn't see that. Wow, wait, what a moron. How can the console get something that the PC does not have when it's all coming from PC parts? All the systems. $4070 range. I proved that multiple times. The 4070 is 40+% more powerful than a PlayStation 5 Pro's GPU. 40%, y'all. Sometimes more than that. Like, you don't want to put DLSS and frame generation on.
You should be ashamed. And you call yourself a tech guy? I don't go out there pretending to know shit because I don't know shit.
Respect.
But guys like here, like D-Batch and some other PlayStation fanboys out there, they go out there and put their foot in their damn mouths.
Yeah.
PS5 Pro has RDNA 4 features not yet on PC. This is an embarrassment. These guys should be ashamed of themselves. Oh my God. Look, man, I understand the excitement. I understand guys being excited. But where did this 33.5 teraflops shit come from? Who started it? I mean, I don't know who started this shit, but it was going crazy throughout social media. We had guys making posters saying the PS5 Pro, the world's most powerful console, 4 times ray tracing, 33 teraflops, AI upscaling, all of this bullshit.
I showed y'all.
Blow says Cerny confirmed a few things. The Pro's GPU is still RDNA 2. Clarified that the 33 T-flops was flopflation, is 16.7 T-flops. PSSR was trained on fluctuating resolutions and a steady 60 frame rate. The Pro is just an overclocked PS5 with a slight GPU upgrade.
That's
Listen,
right.
I get it's a mid-gen refresh. It's not a...
And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is it should have been $600. The problem is the toxic fan base and people making up nonsense. If people want to enjoy the console, what's wrong with that? I'm not going to say somebody's dumb because they go buy the console. Definitely if it costs them no money. I just don't want to give Sony $700 for something that I think shouldn't be $700. Hell, in Japan, it's more expensive than that. They jacked it up like 70 to 80 more bucks. And in other parts of the world, they have to pay they have to pay $1,000, $1,200, $1,300. So somebody in Brazil saying, man, I just spent like $1,300, $1,400 on this. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, they're out of their damn minds. Definitely with the PSSR not working the way it should have too. Like, it just wasn't done. So, but this is the generation where all that stuff happens anyways. So yeah, good video here, Dirt. The rest of the stuff is just, him talking about the same thing pretty much. But I kind of wanted to cover this so that we could see that Cerny actually really said that in the video and what Genki, Japan had posted. Because, they're not going to be dumb about it. They're going to be intelligent about it. They're going to wait and listen and see what's really going on. That's why he posted this, because I'm pretty sure he's tired of that crap too. And I've been telling people that. You saw my tree way back in March. And people were attacking me big time, telling me I'm a liar. How it goes, man. And then even still to this day, like, I'm getting attacked over this nonsense. I'm like, all I'm doing is reporting facts, and I'm only going to deal with a certain amount of disrespect when I know that I'm right and I'm telling people the right thing here, because it gets annoying after a while. And I fully have been covering the PlayStation 5 subject. Before I was doing Assassin's Creed subject heavy. When I get into something, I like to fully do it and be as creative as possible and cover every angle as you could possibly cover. That's why you guys see me doing that. And you got some people getting mad saying that I was over here being an anti PlayStation 5 guy and I'm grifting against Sony and all that. And it's like, dude, I play a bunch of video games. I'm about to get on my 50th clear this year. And I've been slacking a bit. I should probably be about 65, 70 clears. I've beaten thousands of video games. You're talking to somebody who's been gaming since 1994. So yeah, thousands of video games beat. Easily somewhere around 2,000 if I want to like be accurate. 1,000 would be a little way behind that. No. I mean, hell, even in SNES days, I beat hundreds of games on there. Used to go to the pawn shops back then and get 10 games for like $12. I don't know if y'all remember that, man. Just because it wasn't about like it being overpriced. It was a different market then. It's not like that anymore. You know what I mean? Those days were awesome because it was really about just getting the games and enjoying them. And they launched finished because there was no patch, and you know there was some good quality and sold to the 90s, big time. And I said I gamed on all of them, even Sega systems, and so the Dreamcast, which I loved too. But all in all, you know, glad to do this. If y'all want to challenge me, come in the comments. And I know for the other people that support me, because they know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to misguide them. I appreciate y'all supporting the channel too, and we're going to keep this going for a long time. And I look forward to getting into Monster Hunter Wilds coming up. I'll be doing a lot of stuff on that too, and just continuing this for the rest of the generation and whatever else. You might see me expose some other stuff too that's politically oriented, which I was doing before. So it's not like I stopped on that. If Japan was probably thinking that too, because I know they used to watch a lot of my videos. No, it's just that there's nothing really to talk about on that. But when it comes out, you know, we're going to get right back on it. But all in all, y'all have a great night. And yeah, if you have the Pro, enjoy it. You know what I mean? But I told you my reason for doing this. Peace out.